Ladies and gentlemen, you're able to please stand.
Please be seated. A very warm welcome to you all. On behalf of Tricia's family and close friends, I'd like to thank you all for coming to support them today. Her two daughters, Jessica and Charlotte, her sister Pam, her brother Philip and cousin Claire, and her husband Steve, have each had an extremely difficult time coming to terms with her death. Hopefully, by coming together today, you will have the opportunity to be here for them, as well as to offer comfort to one another as you try and make sense of what's happened. As you know, it was quite sudden and completely unexpected. Tricia received her cancer diagnosis after a biopsy, and by that stage, it was severe. Just 20 days later, she passed away. In the best way we can, despite the sadness shared today, you are here to celebrate Tricia's life, to show her your respect, to remember her, to recall all those things that mattered most to her, while listening to some personal memories from those close to her. After the service, Tricia's family invite you all to join them for refreshments at the Checkers pub in Bradbury End. The address is on the reverse of your order of service, and you're all very welcome to join them. The family have also chosen the Great Ormond Street Hospital charity for any of you who might like to make a donation in her memory. It was a charity close to her heart because of the visits she used to do with Charlotte when Charlotte was 9. The hospital had supported them both so much during that period. This is our tribute for Tricia. Patricia Ann Horn was born in the Royal London Hospital on the 12th of December in 1969. Tricia was one of the remaining Cockneys of the family, and something she was very proud of. As a family growing up, they lived in Regent's Park, and where their dad was a policeman in the Regent's Park area. When Tricia was 10 years old, her mum was diagnosed with cancer. They therefore decided to move closer to family, and they moved to Greenford. And as was the case back in those days, parents didn't share too much with their children. So when their mum passed away, it was a sudden shock to Tricia, her brother Phil, and her sister Pam. Sadly, just 13 months after the passing of their mum, their dad Philip died of a sudden heart attack. He had never really recovered from the loss of Pat, and the family felt strongly he had died of a broken heart. Tricia's brother Phil went to live with his auntie Marion and Uncle Dick, who were in Greenford, and Pam and Patricia went to live with Aunt Sylvia and Uncle Bill and their cousins, Julie, Claire and Paul, who lived just over the road from where Phil was. Throughout their youth, and because of these challenging circumstances, Pam and Tricia shared a close bond. They also grew close to their cousin Claire. They'd all spent many times together over the years. Later on in life, Pam and Tricia developed an interest in the Spiritualist Church, and they both held a belief that there is life after death, and they regularly visited spiritualist evenings together. When Tricia began working, she decided to move to Northolt, and she lived there for a few years, not far from Greenford. And when she met Grant, they bought a place in Stevenage together. Tricia could be stubborn, she could be opinionated, and she didn't like it if you told her to do something. And if you did tell her to do something, she absolutely wouldn't. You would have to find a way to suggest it to her, and then she might do it. She could also be a very private person, but when her wall came down and once she let you in, she was lovely to know. One of her main hobbies throughout her life was writing. She had a book published in 2022, along with some of her other writing friends, and she was part of a writing club. The book was called Fantastic Writers. Tricia had written 3 short stories in the book. When she had her 2 girls, she stopped writing for a period of time, but in recent years she returned to her passion. She had bought a laptop, and her family recently discovered she was busy writing a new book. Her nephew, Callum, is reading it right now. It's called How to Catch a Rat, and it's about the ups and downs of love and life. Pam is going to find out if she might be able to publish a second book as well. For work, Tricia had been a swimming instructor at Stevenage Leisure Centre for quite a few years. She really enjoyed doing this, and when the children were young, she'd head out in the evenings to teach people to swim. More recently, she was working for the police force in Stevenage in their parking fines department. Her neighbour and good friend Karen helped Tricia to get the job. She was very close to Karen, and also her daughter Layla, Jessica's very good friend. And Layla had Tricia's name in her phone as Patricia, second mum. Tricia loved the job and it had been going really well. She was an administrator. She had started as a temp there, and then they took her on full-time just after 6 months. It was another 6 months later when Tricia became poorly. When Tricia had moved to Stevenage, her sister Pam and her brother Phil and many of her friends were all settling down and beginning their own families, and Tricia very much wanted to start her own family too. Tricia was at that point Dale's godmother, Pam's son, so she would visit them all the time, and she always voiced how much she wanted to be a mum. They were blessed with 2 daughters. Jessica arrived in 2006 and Charlotte arrived in 2009. Tricia idolised her 2 girls. She was so very proud of them both. She would do anything for them. You could not fault Tricia as a mum. It was a role she embraced fully. She would be so proud of all Charlotte's artwork. She's a fantastic artist. She'd take photos of all of her pictures and send them on to her family and friends. She was so proud of Jessica, especially on her prom day. They were both so pleased with the dress that she wore. Their holidays to the Algarve in Portugal were special. Tricia would plait their hair and watch them play in the sun while she took shade. Tricia couldn't be in the sun for too long because of her fair skin. She loved to play Cluedo and Monopoly and watch ghost hunting on YouTube with the 2 of them. She also enjoyed Sherlock Holmes, Enola Holmes with Henry Cavill, and Aquaman with Jason Momoa. She liked Jason Momoa so much that Jessica and Charlotte bought her a full-size cardboard cutout of him as a surprise gift for Christmas. They hid it behind the curtains for her to find. As a family, they'd owned lots of pets. Their first dog was Betty, probably Tricia's favourite. He would lay on her and he would always sit with her in her armchair. And during lockdown, they got their cockapoo, Peggy Sue, which was was Jessica's dog. Peggy Sue became quite well known for making funny noises, which they all used to laugh about. Trisha one day brought home 2 cats. She introduced them to Jessica and Charlotte, saying one was called Sooty and the other was Sock, and she asked them, which one shall we keep? And the girls couldn't decide. And then Trisha smiled and said they were actually keeping them both. The girls were so pleased. They had a hamster called Chubbs, 2 fishes named Ninja and Margaret. However, Trisha wasn't such a fan of the snail that Jessica bought, but she did let her keep it. They also remember that on her Facebook page, she would find quotes to share with all her friends, and they would mostly be quotes about being a strong, independent woman, a legacy she leaves her daughters. And I'm now going to invite the 2 girls up now to share their letter that they've written for their mum, and Claire's going to join them as well.
I know everyone's going to say this about their mum, but our mum really was the best. And not only was she a mum to me and Charlotte, she was also a mum to our friends, as was said. And she was a person that you could just go to and talk about all your problems without any judgment. And I'm so grateful to have had a mum like that.
She always encouraged us to be the best version of ourselves and made us appreciate the little things in life. I know we may not have been easiest to manage, but she never gave up on us, and we thank her so much for it.
I'm always going to cherish the silly talks me, you and Charlotte had, and the freedom you gave us to talk about whatever was on our minds. I hope that we could be half as strong as you are, because you truly are the strongest and most resilient person we know, and you truly are an inspiration to us.
So although the time we had with you was shorter than expected, I'll cherish every minute of it.
We miss you so, so much, but I know this isn't goodbye, because you'll always be with us, and one day our paths will cross again. We love you, Mum.
Deep breath. I miss you, Trisha. I miss your smile, your infectious laugh, and your hugs when life felt heavy. I miss not being able to share my life with you. I miss the feeling of how life felt before you passed away. I miss that piece of my heart that now resides elsewhere in the universe. I miss those long book-like text messages that you used to send to me that made our relationship special. I miss not being able to share the special moments in my life. But most of all, I miss you. And I miss you, and no amount of time will ever change this.
Thank you so much, Jessica, Charlotte and Claire. I think the girls can deserve a round. We have a collection of memories from friends and family to share with you all. I'll begin with Pam. Trisha would only go shopping on Saturdays if I bought her McDonald's. As soon as we would get off the bus, she'd want to go straight there. No shopping for me. Kate. Trisha didn't like the sandwiches when they were made with sandwich spread. So, when we used to walk home from school, she'd quickly shove them into the bush with a plastic wrapper and everything. Aunt Marion and Uncle Dick. I was peeling veg and I was talking to Trisha about jobs because she was going to the job centre. I saw a job I thought she could do under the peelings on the newspaper. We both ended up getting the job, even though it was Trisha that was looking for one. Julie. I remember conversations with Trisha about her ideal man. We would always call him Mr. B&Q. The idea being that he would come over in his truck and fix up her house. We did laugh about it. Steve. When I first met Claire, I played for Northwood Football Club. Tricia was single at the time. On a Saturday home game, Claire used to drop me at the club, then come back with Tricia after the game for a few drinks. Tricia thought it was a social drink with us, but Claire and I had an ulterior motive, which was to try and pair her off with the other football players. Claire. When Tricia and Pam first came to live with our family, my dad paid for us all to go to Jersey, where we stayed in a hotel. We all thought it was really a posh hotel because it had a swimming pool and we were having posh evening meals. Tricia and I used to swim every day in the pool, and my dad used to make us climb all these massive hills nearby. One evening at dinner, the main meal was guinea fowl, but Tricia kept saying she was not going to eat a guinea pig. Another memory is when my dad got Tricia a new blue bike from a bike shop in Sudbury Town. I remember Tricia was always outside the house on the green, and she'd constantly ride up and down on her new blue bike. Thank you all so much for sharing all your memories today. Tricia also loved music, and all the songs chosen for the service today have been carefully selected. We entered the chapel to Running Up That Hill, which was a song by Kate Bush that Tricia always remembered her dad playing her in the car. Quite often their dad would head off to the seaside, managing to pack all the children in his three-wheeler van, and he'd always have Kate Bush's album playing through the cassette player. The song we're going to listen to now is one of her daughter's favourites. They both chose it because they, as a family, would often head out for drives in the car together, and their mum would always play this song to them. And as we listen to the song, it's also a chance for you all to bring Tricia to your mind, remembering the special times that you've shared with her over the years. We've now reached the formal part of the service where we will say our farewell to Trisha. So if I can ask you all, please, to stand. If it is your custom to do so, please join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. The girls will always remember being able to tell their mum everything, and the kindness she showed to their friends too. Over the years, they have also felt able to tell Trisha anything. They'll never forget her fiery red hair. They'll never forget how she would fight for them and look out for them. The girls both carry with them a key ring. On one side, there is a fingerprint of their mums, and on the other side, the following words are written. I give my fingerprint to you. I also give my heart. So even when we're far away, we'll never be apart. This gift will keep me close to you wherever I may be, and I'll always will remind you that you mean the world to me. It is a keepsake they will cherish forevermore. Although the sadness and grief is difficult to bear, what we have to hold on to are the memories, the love, and the experiences you all shared with Trisha over the years. May you go gently on your final journey, reunited with your mum Pat and dad Phil, safe in the knowledge that you were loved. We are so very thankful for knowing you and sharing our lives with you. With love, we leave you in peace. With respect, we bid you farewell. Please be seated. Each of you have been privileged to know Trisha, and what she would want more than anything now is for you to remember her with joy. As long as you have your memory, then the influence of Trisha, whom you love so much, remains, and her influence will continue. So today is not an end to love, and you will laugh and feel joy again because Trisha would want you to, and this you know. All her hopes and dreams now rest with you. By remembering and recalling all the aspects of her life that you honoured, respected and loved, you can make your life a living memorial to her. The song we will be leaving the chapel to today holds a lot of memories for both Pam and Claire. She had a huge poster on her wall of the band, and a good friend of theirs at the time was able to get the autograph of each band member to sign the poster. Pam took Trisha to their first concert. She was a huge Tony Hadley fan. The song is True by Spandau Ballet.